Okay, we'll just look at the papers now. But we have someone in the house already talking about Ben Olaya, the chief editor of Sports Day newspaper, right?
Friday
Editor-in-chief.
Yeah,
Editor-in-chief or chief editor.
The man who's
already.
always here to talk issues when there are issues to talk about, like Austin will
I
say.
don't know why you kept Austin on the bench today after he has not retired.
No, he will do it the proper way if he wants to do
we
that.
can assure you that he's not quitting.
He's not quitting. He's not quitting.
I saw him.
He's not quitting. He doesn't want to quit anyway, so he's
Okay,
He just can't quit. Okay.
let's start you off with the paper right there in front of you. And I mean, what has got you talking?
I like to the only story is like I know you people have trashed it, and then the English too, and then we must hail Arsene Wenger at 66. Oh, he deserves fantastic.
the prof himself.
Happy birthday, Prof.
I
Wenger.
think he's worth celebrating. Also, I'm a bit surprised. Even Sports Day is guilty of that. Today, one of our kind, is being committed to Mother Felix Okugbe at his house in somewhere in Ogun State. And of course, I live here. I'm going the streets, but none of the newspapers is carrying that. It's a bit of a shame. I'm sure if it's a sports person.
Editor-in-chief is here, okay, of Sports Day, and we actually have Sports Day here, so I'm not saying it also.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it said.
I started by blaming myself because
They're all guilty.
but I'm sure we can do a full.
We should always remember our own.
celebrate ourselves.
Have a feature for him.
Whether alive or dead, we should celebrate ourselves because I mean we take all the time to do all this job and then we just go like that, like a candle in the wind. Is that what they say?
That's a 51, President very young, 2 weeks ago when he passed on from this world. We're wishing his family and fortitude to be able to bear the loss.
Yeah.
Okay, we have Sports Day there on. Okay, Oyedeji signs for London club. That's talking about the Tigers captain, so he's returning to join the Lions.
Absolutely, fantastic player, so committed. You know, I have a son who's been to his Oyedeji clinic, and every year, it's because of the Afro-Basket this year, that's why it didn't hold. But they even held another tournament, I think, among some states or club sites, and it went very
Universities
well.
and colleges of education,
yes,
and all
fantastic
that.
character.
All of them
Even if
together.
he's on one leg, I always want him in the national team, the Tigers, because he motivates the other guys and
He's committed.
Before the other Oguchi, before he does the salute, you can be sure that his Olumide who's telling him you can do it. And when he's off the bench, he tries. He's been there for like
Motivator.
ages. Yeah, fantastic guy, and this will also improve his game for the English people to find him worthy of returning to top flight basketball. I think we should celebrate him.
All right.
He's a superstar, like you always say. Okay, there's one other one here. Odegbami, Kalu divide NFF. Okay.
That story is on page 4 of your paper, by the way.
So tell us what this is
Where
all
is
about.
that coming from?
You see, we have at times I get scared of talking about these two people on television because at times I think that our discussions are misconstrued to mean that we are, taking sides.
But it should be constructive.
Yes, yeah, that is it. But I mean, it's obvious that the NFF people. I heard the president of the federation, Amaju Pinnick, yesterday on a radio program talking about the two of them. They said they've set out. I mean, he's insisting that there are rules that must be followed, and they cannot go and disgrace Nigeria.
Do they really have the right to do that, to set out their own rules for someone who's contesting for FIFA presidency?
They are the managers or custodian of Nigerian football. So if a Nigerian is going for an election abroad,
and he wants their support,
because it also translates to mean government support. You must get government endorsement at the highest level. General Muhammadu Buhari or the sports minister, whoever is going to be, must sign a letter saying, yeah, you are qualified, you are clean. Especially these days, that's a lot of mudslinging is going on in FIFA. You needed the clean character, and so they must sit down with the duo of Ojuzo Kalu and Sheikh Odegbami and say, come on, and in any case,
let's have a find a common ground.
I interacted with Dr. Amos Adamu last week, and he told me the two of them cannot run from one country. We will go there and disgrace ourselves. So they need to sit down amongst themselves, decide who is going to run, and then let the other person.
Putting it in perspective, we must also say that it's not only in Nigeria that you have ex-internationals or people who you think are credible having problems with their country supporting them.
Exactly.
Zico had that problem at some point. So
Platin is having now. So Frank Beckenbauer has been investigated, shockingly so.
Yeah.
So
who would have
a lot of countries pulling away from. But what do you think? What do you think we stand to benefit from? Presenting one of them.
I think because let me tell you, Doctor. Again, I refer to Dr. Dam. He said you need at least 1 billion naira to run for
What?
the FIFA.
What?
1 billion.
Why do you
1
need so much
billion
money?
Because you need to move around. You need to convince people to vote for you. And so you need a lot. You need to travel across continents. It is not on the evening of the election that you are going to win. You know the people who will vote.
Okay.
It's going to be a Congress, and after the Congress, those who are supposed to vote, you need to reach out to them. Not necessarily bribing them or giving them money.
That's class.
Because I'm looking at 1 billion and looking at traveling around, just the traveling around. Because if you can get 5 federations here in Africa to actually endorse him, and the only way he can do that for Nigerian Football Federation to actually liaise with CAF, is this block vote they usually do and all that. Don't you think that would definitely help?
It will help, but we must. They say charity begins at home. We must tidy our home, present one credible candidate, get government endorsement, get NFF support, and then the person can fly. And then we start, I mean, you're not going to be traveling as a waiting FIFA president, quote and unquote, and then you are flying economy. You have to do business of first class. How much does it cost from Africa to Asia?
And you also,
how much does it cost from Africa
you have to spread your
Europe,
tentacles
to Australia. So these people you need to reach out to, because you are the #1 citizen in world football. So you need to be seen, to be prepared, to be ready, not to go there and, as they are saying now, dip hands into the coffers of FIFA and then start another mudslinging and fighting,
So you think Nigerian Football Federation shouldn't relax the rules that they've actually bring up, because it's kind of very, very strict?
I tend to think that they shouldn't. I mean, they should bring them together. I am up for bringing the two of them to sit down at a round table and say, gentlemen, these are our rules. This is why we want this. We don't want to go there and be disgraced as a nation, and then we come back with our tails being between our legs. We want to go there on a high. We want to possibly win. That's what the NFF president said on a radio program when I listened to him. So they need to, I mean, abide by the rules. I mean, it's not a do or die affair, like Dr. Odegbami did say too. It's not a do or die affair. If he loses or he doesn't even run, he doesn't take anything away from him. He has given it a shot. Because it's the audacity of hope.
Yeah,
and
so audacity to dream.
To dream. And so if it's the audacity to dream, I don't know what Kalu will call his own campaign.
He hasn't even declared yet. He's yet to declare his candidacy.
But I mean, behind the scene, I mean, people are talking for
a whole
him.
lot of people are saying so many things.
I also asked Dr. Adamu, I said, come. Among these two candidates, who are you for? He declared boldly that he's up for Dr. Kalu. He said so himself.
But now that he's actually facing, investigation open and all that again, for the second time, and after, his first suspension ended 2013 October. Right now he's facing another fresh one. Do you think Oji Uzor Kalu stand a chance since he's the main man behind him?
Well, it's not the main man behind him. Oji Uzor Kalu is the main man behind himself. Yeah, I think he's got the wherewithal.
But I mean, the reports that he's actually conversing for him.
If Oji Uzor Kalu boldly declares, for the NFF to be already considering that, I mean, who do we back? The house is divided now. Some are saying, okay, Oji should go. Others are saying Big Sheikh should go and run. So I think the two of them are credible people who have, I mean, for somebody to have managed a state for 8 years, and then during that period, Enyimba won back-to-back. He was practically the head coach of Enyimba alongside Coach Kadiri Kana to win back-to-back the trophy that we never won before. He has a huge background in football. He's been everywhere and every time. And so I think everybody stands a chance. But what I keep insisting, can we settle at home first and present one candidate out of the two?
I think the questions are deep.
I think, the questions are deep. All right, let's leave all of that and come to Sporting Sun. Definitely, we have one here talking about Jose Mourinho. He goes wild again. Mourinho, he never stops talking. When things don't go his way, he's always, taking swipes at
I guess that's why he's called the special one. He's always talking specially.
All right, there's this other one on Sporting Sun as well. Page 2. Go Emenike go. Pinnick tells retired Eagles star.
Well, I have a bone to pick with that. If the president of the federation is saying go Emenike go, I mean, we all know the quality of Manuel Emenike. I mean, even if he's not scoring, go and check the goals that were scored in our last games. Even in the friendlies, he had a hand in all the goals. So before now, Brandy there used to do all the dirty works. Gives the ball to Emenike, who's the top man, and he scores. Now Brandy is not in the team. People are not working for him. At times he goes to the midfield to pick up the ball. And then the next thing, I mean, he's not happy. I'm sure that there are basic issues that are not being addressed. And until we address it, more players, we quit that national team, and it will not be good for our national team. The president should put a call to him. What happened? Why are you unhappy?
Well, we are actually assuming that he said so. we have to hear him.
I mean,
sometimes.
Sometimes.
Well,
We're looking at
sometimes.
what we
Yeah.
have on the papers. No, definitely he's not saying it. We're looking at what is on the
I mean, it
papers.
cannot be misquoted. I think it needs to reach out. That was the same way the Nyama issue was handled, and I think it was also poorly managed.
Yes.
Olisa himself is saying nobody is indispensable. I don't think that. I heard him on radio. I don't think that is also a good way to manage big-time players. He must have had something. Yes, there were papers were carrying all through last week. Emenike will be dropping. Emenike will not play. If he didn't come from, they say in our place, there's no smoke without fire. Olise has come out to deny it, that he didn't speak to anyone. However, there must be smoke for there to be fire. And so the president too must sit down and call all the big boys players and tell them, gentlemen, you are guaranteed. If you are informed, you play. You are not informed, you don't play. They will call it. Don't make all of them be prosecuted, and then don't threaten them that they will not use their iPad like my brother here is using. Everybody here has iPad or iPhone, and they must use them. Some of them are married. Some of them have girlfriends or women friends, living lovers, so that they need to reach out to you when they are in camp. They are not in prison for crying out loud. They are in the national camp, and then they should reach out. You can't tell me I'm in the national. Are you going to tell you not to use the phone? How did you reach us just now? These are not the rules in modern day football. All you need to tell them is don't tweet on this national team. Those are if you tweet any negativity, you get out. But not say that they cannot carry their iPad or you threaten them. Like Emenike said, the national team is not a family business.